I think this video is going to bring you guys a ton of value today. I'm super excited to make this one. I've been reflecting a lot about my journey. You guys know I'm huge on testing. You guys know I'm huge on collecting data, learning from it, and then making the necessary adjustments to become a better trader, become a better person, right? So just going to give you guys a little reflection like I usually do, and then we'll jump into the topic. You guys have heard me say in recent videos that I dove into the data and I realized that I only trade for about an hour a day now. From looking at my data, I saw a common similarity between the times I was winning trades and the times I was losing trades. So what I did was eliminate the times that I was losing. So what I mean by that is I eliminate now that time frame, that window where I would take losing trades, and now I only focus on trading the window where all my winners are. It was a crazy stat. Out of this whole year, I lost every single trade before a certain time, so 9:30, okay? Every trade I took in New York before 9:30 was a loss, whereas all my wins, literally all my wins, were post 9:30. So it was easy math, easy decision for me to make because I had that data. So before I jump into the topic, I want to make sure that if you are not collecting data, please go do so. Promise me that when you're watching this video right now, you're going to start collecting data on your trades, because that's the only way you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to become better. Just cutting down my trading time per day has actually changed my trading for the better. Absolutely extraordinary results. I've won, out of my last 8 trades, I've won 7 trades and lost 1 ever since I made this adjustment. Okay, so this is a video talking from my own experience. This is something that worked very, very well for me. Okay, so I studied my data, I realized the common similarities between my wins, and now I'm trading within that window. When I was trading all of New York, so say I was getting on at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, a lot of my setups were A+, B+, and sometimes C. You're probably wondering, what is it, Mac? What is it that took your trading to the next level? I'm about to tell you. So you guys know how I just obviously talked about how I cut my window shorter. Well, within that window, I only have one setup. It's the same setup that happens over and over and over again, down to the time frame, down to the 20-minute window that this thing usually happens. So what this has allowed me to do now by cutting my time shorter, it's allowed me to only focus on my A+ setup without any opportunity for me to get tricked by the market. And what I mean by tricked is, how many times are you sitting there on the chart and you see something play out and you automatically think your setup's about to happen? How many times has that happened to you? Because at the beginning of part of my journey, up until the halfway point, this happened to me all the time. Whenever I would see a break of structure on the lower time frame, or whenever I would see X and Z, I would automatically think, okay, your setup's about to happen. But now that I have it down to the time frame, down to the time window, I know exactly when my A+ setup is happening. And now what I have done that's taken my trading literally to the next level, 7 wins, 1 loss in my last 8, is only sticking to my A+ setup. I can't stress this enough. This will take your trading to the next level 100%. Only trade your A+ setup. Now, if you have different setups, and I've talked about this before, you can allocate risk to those setups. So say you are someone who has a B setup, who has a C setup. This can be different, but I'm just telling you what's worked for me. I used to be the person that would take A+ setups, I would take B setups, and I would take C setups. And what I would do is I would risk less on the B and C setups. So even though I would win, it wouldn't be as big of a win as if I just waited for my A+ setup. And the frustrating thing is when I would take losses on those trades, knowing they weren't my A+ setup. But I had an issue with patience. I had an issue with waiting a couple days for trades. I used to be the trader that needed to be involved in the market every single day. I used to be the trader that thought if I wasn't in a trade, that was a wasted day. When obviously you successful traders out there know that is not the case. Less is more. Now I only look for 1 to 2 to 3 A+ setups per week. And if I hit my first A+ setup, let's say a 3%, 4%, 5%, I'm done for the week. I don't even look to trade again because I've accomplished my goal for the week. The issue a lot of traders have, guys, is once you bang out your A+ setup or you bang out a winning trade, you want to keep going that week. You have no target. You have no goal that you want to hit. You see people on Instagram saying they're hitting 30, 40, 50 R per month, and you think that's sustainable. No one is doing that sustainably month after month after month. What you'll realize is, and what I realized was, all the successful traders in the game are doing 2% a month, 3, 4, maybe 5% a month. Yes, you can trade more and try to make more, but you can also lose it. And that's something that honestly the funding challenges and funding capital has allowed me to do, is be okay with 2 to 3% in a month, 1.5% a month, because on the larger capital, that's still a significant amount of money, right? Whereas if you're trading personal funds and it's not a bigger amount, you're more inclined to trade and overtrade because you want to make more money. That 1 to 2 to 3% may not be enough to live on. And that was the issue I had a couple years ago when I went full time. Now that I have this funded capital, I'm really realizing the power of just waiting for your A+ setup. And once your A+ setup is hit, pause and take a second. Remember why you got into trading. You got into it for the time that you win back, you get your day back, right? So waiting for this payout with MFF, it's been great because it's obviously a larger account and it's given me time now. Now while I'm waiting for this payout, obviously the first month with MFF, you have to wait a month and then it becomes bi-weekly. So it'll be a lot better when I go bi-weekly, but it's just made me realize that this is shaping up exactly how I wanted it to shape up. And it's crazy because you hear people say less is more. You hear people that say they only trade 1 to 2 to 3% per month, 4% per month. And you think they're not a good trader, or you think they're doing something wrong. Oh, well, I'm doing 10%. It's funny how that sentiment changes once you are there and once you are trading larger amount of capital. It's crazy how everything changes. You're okay with being more patient. You're okay with waiting for your A+ setup because that A+ setup is such a significant win compared to your B and C's because you could be risking less, whatever it may be. Then you have that time back to do what you want. I know I rambled on a little bit there, but this is like a rant type video, a reflection type video, because I want to share with you guys everything that's going on in my life and how it's benefiting me. And this has truly benefited me in such a significant way. You guys know my track record over the last month. I went from passing phase 1, passing phase 2, to now waiting for my first withdrawal after banging out a 4% trade. Not mad, very, very grateful. But this has all happened ever since I have put these systems in place to succeed. Like I said earlier in the video, the going over your data and realizing when your significant time is, when you win, what is the time frame or the time window that your most successful trades are in. You're going to pick up on a pattern where, damn, I'm losing a lot of trades over here. So that's step 1, is study your data and figure out what it is you are doing right and then eliminate what you are doing wrong. Step 2 is waiting for only your A+ setup. Screw the B setup, screw the C setup. Try this. If you are succeeding and watching this video and you're doing the B and the C and it's working for you, then do it. Stick with it. This part of the video is for the people who are struggling to find consistency, that are taking those A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, Y, all those setups. This part of the video is for you guys. And if you're still watching this video, please drop a like. It means a lot. Drop a comment, helps the algorithm. I just had to remind you guys because you guys are amazing. But if you are struggling to find consistency by taking more trades, take a step back and think, okay, look at the data that you have. You obviously see your strike rate. You see the data showing your wins when you stick to your A+ setup. Yes, you may be taking less trades per week, but you're winning more. Your profits are more. You're not losing as much. And you have to step back and realize who are the people doing well in this game and what are the common traits of these people. Instead of focusing on what this person on Instagram is doing and this person, find out what is working for other people as a collective and then think, maybe I should do that. My whole journey, guys, I was so tricked by the SMC 1 to 10s every day and all this stuff, right? Because that's all you see on Instagram and social media. To the point where I myself used to think that a 3-hour trade, a 2-hour trade, or a 4-hour trade is not good because people on Instagram are posting 1 to 10s, right? 10% in one trade. Don't get me wrong, that can happen. But the consistency, month to month basis, is what you should go for. Those people are not doing that consistent. They're taking a ton of losses in order to get that win. And let me tell you, when you're on a large account, you don't want to take a ton of losses to get that win. I don't care who you are. That psychology is tough. And yes, I'm sure there are some people who can do it, but you get what I'm saying. It's so funny how once you get there and once you start to see all your hard work come together, you start to realize that you are doing too much before to get the same result as someone else who's doing less, but they just have a larger account. They're able to trade 1 or 2 times per week and that's it. So data, waiting for your A+ setup. And the last part is once you have banged out your A+ setup, take a step back that week. Take a step back that week because you have achieved your target. If you are just shooting blind and trying to scale up every single month, you're trying to do, every single week, you're trying to make it a new PR every single week, that is not sustainable. You have to take this slow, you have to take this steady. And with this patience, your account's gonna compound, right? When you get that funded account, you're not now trying to make $1 million on that funded account. You want to trade that funded account. You want to get your payouts from that funded account, right? You want to build the skill set. You want to get used to trading less because it's not about that funded account. It's about getting multiple funded accounts, merging them. Because when you're trading 2% on a 200K account, that's still great. When you're trading 2% and it's a 400, a 600, a 7-figure account, that's where everything changes. So think of it long term. Look at what the big guys are doing in this field that you respect and you want to learn from and take their advice because they know what they're doing because they're there and they went through everything that you've gone through to get there as well. It's a journey. It's a process. And I hope this video was able to explain this in the best way. And yes, it was a rant video and yes, I took a turn here and here and here, but watch this over another time if you have to. What changed for me and what took my trading to the next level? Was the data, was the only trade in my A+ setup, and once you bang out your A+ setup for that week, have fun. If you're doing 3% in a week, 2% in a week, compounding consistently over a month, you are doing great. You are doing amazing. So don't let Instagram fool you that if you are only doing 2 or 3 or 4% per month, you are doing something wrong. Don't let those people fool you. Look at the people who are doing well and study what they are doing. What do I say at the end of every single video, guys? Let's be 1% better every single day. Please do me a favor, guys, and drop a comment and like on this video. We are past the halfway mark. So we're at 31,500 subscribers plus, which is crazy. The road to 40K is on, and I appreciate every single one of you. So I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care.